Hi guys, welcome back to our channel,
Better Together.
How are you today, my babe?
I'm great because when I'm with you,
We're
better
together. Never gets old.
Never gets old, I hope.
Hi guys, I am
Yes.
Sabrina and this is
Anna.
and today we're talking about intentional dating and how
Yes.
we should approach intentional dating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's a difference.
Mhm.
You can date just because or for the fun of it, but there is another way to date. And
Intentionally.
yeah, and we're gonna be talking a little bit about it. What are the common mistakes to dating or when we don't do it intentionally?
Well, the thing about it is when we approach dating casually, which it's something you can do if you're
Yeah.
young and you're not looking to settle down in marriage like at 20 years old.
Or sometimes some
Yeah.
people start dating when they are 16 or even younger. Like you are not thinking about marriage
Yeah.
at that age.
Yeah. So some of the common mistakes people make while dating for fun or without intention is that they date based on attractions only. They
Yes.
just think, oh, this guy's gorgeous, he's handsome, this girl is beautiful. Oh, yeah, I want to be with this girl. Don't care about values, don't care about
Personality.
Nothing.
Sometimes they don't even know about their personality
Yeah.
or what is going through this person's life.
Yes, and trying to be with someone and ignore all the red flags. Like,
Yes.
yeah, you don't. In fact, you don't even know what the red flags are because you don't even know what you're looking for.
Yes,
Sometimes.
and I
Yeah.
think now that you mentioned that someone doesn't know what to look for, that was one of my mistakes I was doing before. Like I didn't know, I didn't have clarity on what to look for when I was dating. And when that happens, you don't know what to look for and you kind of accept whatever comes your way or you just settle what it's like shown to you, or if someone treats you a little bit nice, then you're like, oh,
Yes.
this feels comfortable, let me date.
Yeah, and another thing that comes out of not dating intentionally is accepting situationships.
Yeah.
That's like a big thing. Like a lot of girls do. Like, what are you? I don't know.
And it happens a lot that you get, as a girl, sometimes you get afraid of asking, like, what are we? Because maybe that will scare away the guy,
Yeah.
or I
Yeah.
don't know. That is an uncomfortable situation to be
Yeah.
in.
And also letting loneliness push you to be with someone just because you're lonely.
Yeah.
You just be with someone to fill the void of companionship.
Yes.
And that is a mistake a lot of us make. We should not be choosing partners
Out of loneliness.
from the a place of loneliness. That
Yeah.
will lead to some serious challenges if we
Yeah. And I think it will lead to heartbreak, because if you don't know what you're looking for, or if you're just accepting whatever comes your way, then that's might be fun at the beginning, but it's gonna end badly with a heartbreak.
Yeah.
And I think we came up with all of this because a lot of people have been through these situations, including ourselves. So
Yeah.
we're talking from experience.
So what is intentional dating?
Intentional dating, it's when you have clarity and you know your purpose of dating. And in this case, we're going to be focused about marriage. Intentional dating with the purpose of marriage. Yeah.
Yes. So what is one of the first steps in terms of intentional dating? The first thing we need to do is define our purpose for dating. Are we dating
Yes.
for hookups?
And there's nothing wrong if that's what you want.
Are you dating for marriage? Are you dating just because of
Looking for companionship?
yeah, companionship? What is the purpose of your dating? I think once you define why you're dating, it can bring so much clarity into the type of partners you accept, even date from, the type of people that you give your energy. Because if I know that I am dating with the intention of getting married, and a guy says to me, I don't care about marriage, I don't even believe in marriage, why would I even accept a date from someone like that? So I think dating with intention or with clarity gives you the option to even weed out the
things that you don't want
yeah
from the beginning. Talking about that, I was surprised when I discovered I wasn't in dating apps for most of my life, and the first time I went into a dating app and I saw the option of like what you're looking for, and they have like hookups of having fun. I think there's one like a long-term relationship, life partner, and marriage.
Some people want life partners.
Yeah, and
life
they put
partner
it
is not marriage.
Yeah, and they put it there, and you already know like, oh, if someone has like looking for fun or casual dates, you know, and you're looking for marriage, you already know like why would you swipe right, exactly. So I think once you know what you're looking for, you can swipe left or right in life.
And if marriage is your goal, you should be honest about that.
Yes.
And and also, if you're dating someone with the intention of saying I want to get married, I think you also, if you're not wanting that, if you don't want marriage, you also need to be honest with that person. Yeah. So the thing is, you also have to, like, you go being honest about what you want, and the other person needs to be honest too.
Hopefully.
With saying, hey, I'm not looking for that. So if you're dating someone and they're clear like, hey, I'm dating for marriage, you also need to be honest to say, I am not looking for marriage right now, and not waste the person's time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a big deal, I think.
It's a big deal.
To be on the same page.
Yeah. Babe, what else can we do when we're dating intentionally?
Get clear on our non-negotiables and our values. Yeah. So if we see from the beginning a red flag or something that it doesn't align with you, why would you keep pushing through this relationship? An example could be like family values. Do you want to have a big family? Kids, how to raise kids, your faith, and all of these situations. Like, we should be clear on our core values and see if the person we are dating aligns with those as well.
And I think you need to identify your deal breakers as well. What are the things that, like, I will never compromise on? You need to identify those. For me, I always, whenever I'm going to accept a date, I try to get the big picture things out of the way. I have like a list of like
I think that's amazing. I think please.
For me, when I'm approaching dating now in my late 20s, I have like questions or my big picture things that I put out there, like my faith. That's a very big thing for me. If we're not in the same faith, I don't think I want to even engage in that, because I want to raise children in my faith. Another thing is, what are your core values? Like, are you liberal? Are you more conservative? Like, those things are actually very important to me. And I think for everyone, their core values and the things that are important to them, they should put that out there in the beginning, because if you don't, if you don't, later on, these things are going to come up and cause so much conflicts between you two. And then I try not to ignore those big picture things for me. Like family. How do you feel about family? Are you big on family time? Are you goal oriented, or are you result oriented? Like, what are the things that are important to you? And what are the things that are important to me? How do we align? If we don't align for the big picture things, I think it doesn't even make sense to try to change a guy, like, after you get into a relationship with him. This is just going to lead to heartbreaks. And I try to avoid those. It's easier to break it off when you're not invested, you know? But if you get invested,
might be a little bit harder.
The emotions get involved, and it's very challenging to break that off. So put out your big picture things out there. And something that you said to me before, you said just be yourself completely. Like, you always say that, just be yourself 100%, and the person that you're looking for
will accept you
for exactly how you are.
And if someone doesn't like you the way you are, then they are not the one. And I think I told you this because when I was younger, I saw a friend that she used to change, and she was also, we were in college first years, and she used to change a lot depending on her new boyfriend.
Yeah.
So adapting to the likes or dislikes of her boyfriend, and it was I was her friend, and I was like, I don't recognize this new person. So she will kind of change her hobbies and her
Oh my God.
things around the guy, and I'm like, that was a little bit strange.
Yeah.
to me.
And that is like a big deal because you can only play the chameleon for so long.
Yes, and then what? And then when you show your true self,
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
Yeah, and then it's going to become uncomfortable for you. You can't live a life forever. So,
And there is a difference between putting your best self first and pretending someone you're not. Because everyone does it. Like, we put our best self when we are on the first dates, and you want to show your best version. But like, let's try not to just be someone completely different.
yeah, I think that's what, like, you're always saying, like, just be yourself. And your person will see you. Your person will like you for who you are, exactly the way you are. And that includes your values and your core values and your non-negotiables. You have to put those out there.
Can I tell you something about this? Because we were talking the other day about the values and the non-negotiables, and I was talking about the fact that I kind of know what they are for me, but I haven't sit down and written them because I realized at some point, and before I've been trying to do this, and every day I get more clarity. I do want to see them and write them down. Like, this is definitely no. I think that is a good idea to be so clear about that. But I realized that, some of these questions, I want to answer them myself first before even asking someone else. Like, if I am asking these questions or these non-negotiables for me, for someone, like, if I am asking this to someone else, I better answer them first. Like, how to manage finances of the home, how to raise kids. Like, before asking them, let's answer them ourselves.
Yeah,
and be clear about it. I think that will give much more clarity about what you want or what you will look for.
Yeah, that is very true. Like, you need to know what you want before you can ask that of someone else. I think that is only fair, right?
Yeah.
Another one is that we should not ignore the red flags.
Yeah, and we can see them from the beginning. Sometimes we are just blind, or we want to ignore them because we are caught up on them being what we want physically, but maybe some of those core values that you were mentioning, they don't align with ours, and we're like, we start making excuses for them, like, it's gonna change, or sometimes they don't treat you right from the beginning, and you're like, let me prove them. I'll show them that I am worth it. And you ignore so many things from the beginning, and try to prove yourself, and like, no, let's not do
we
that.
Avoid toxic traits or bad behavior in the beginning when it should be the honeymoon phase. I think it's crazy. Like, we shouldn't make excuses in the beginning. Like, once you see those behaviors that you know are triggers for you or things you can't live with, I think you need to call them out.
Yeah.
And if you realize they're not changing, I think you need to accept that this is not for me.
Not the person.
Yeah.
And you said the other day something that is so true. There are stories of people that get married behind their families' back and friends. And you said, like, hey, if one day I met someone and I have to get married and hide the fact that I'm getting married with this person, don't let me do it. Because, like, literally, why would you have to hide your marriage from your family and friends? If you have to do that, that means that the person you are getting together with, it's not you're.
Maybe I'm hiding something.
Yeah.
And I don't want my family and friends to tell me the truth. I think it's also like a good rule of thumb to get a feel of what your friends and family think about them. Especially if you have very good relationship with your friends and family. I'm not talking about toxic family members because I do know family members who are very toxic and
And
will
they-
try to ruin something beautiful. I don't have that, thank God. But if you have very good friends and family, and you know they're supportive of you,
And they will want the best.
and they want
for
the best
you.
for you, and you take a partner around them, and they're like, hey, Anna, this is just not for you.
Yeah.
It's not
There's
it.
something, or yeah, I would be glad to have a friend that tells me
Yeah.
this. Like, please don't let me make this mistake.
Yeah.
Make me snap out of
Yeah.
it.
So that is why for me I'm big on I want my family and friends to meet my partner and to feel them out, because sometimes we can be blinded by infatuation in the beginning and we ignore the red flags we see because we're blinded.
Yes.
And a third eye won't.
No.
Like the things that I see, you probably won't see.
Yeah.
And because I have seen where I've given you advice, like relationship advice, like from the outside. And then when I was in that same situation, the same things I said to you, I didn't even adhere to those advice.
Because we get blinded. Love is blind, it's true. But not forever, because these red flags explode in our face later on.
Yeah. So definitely don't ignore the red flags.
Another point that we should take into account when we are dating with intention, it's to not settle out of fear, maybe sometimes, or pressure,
From family
from family
or
pressure.
comparison.
Oh, and I don't know what is it. I maybe I understand or not yet, but I do get the fact that a lot of family members ask like, so when are you getting married? Where is your husband?
Oh God.
And they start praying, and we see that a lot here in China as well. Like the culture is big on getting married early on, and the pressure, and we kind of get away with it because we're foreigners. But then the other day I received a call from my mom, and she's like, I'm praying for you so you can get married this year. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not that old. And like, we have this saying in Colombia, like, oh, the train is going to leave you. Like, no train is good. No, like, I'm waiting. So don't just settle for mediocrity.
I think I was saying this to you last night, 2 nights ago. We were out drinking, and I was saying to you that there are 2 guys.
Oh yeah.
That's like relentlessly pursuing me, and I am, turning 30. Am I being stupid for not just accepting their proposal to be together? Because
they're not what you want.
They're not what I want, not what I'm looking for. But should I just try it out, because I'm 30 this year, and should I try just because am I ruining my chance at a relationship?
I told you to not do that, because if you settle and they are not what you're looking for, and I know, I know the backstory and everything. I told you that I see a future where you won't be 100% happy, and you will always be. My father told me something about this, like, hey, when you get married, make sure that the person you get married to checks all of your boxes, like in all of the senses, because the box that they don't check, you will be looking that in someone else, and that will create problems or let your eyes wander, or just it will create conflict in the future of your marriage. And also talking about that, I have a story of one of my friends that she married quite young, and she chose her husband because he was from a wealthy family and he was well off financially. They've been married for 8-9 years now, and she's not happy. It's like her husband's roommate. I don't see, and she has talked to me that there is not a relationship there, and she is trying to work and thrive, and she's very active, and her husband just stays at home, and like very, very, very opposite personalities.
They have
and
nothing in common.
They have nothing in common.
So
So she settled for
the financial benefit, but she didn't match. She didn't check out the
everything
core
else.
values.
Yes.
The what do you like to do together? What do we have in common? Those things were missing, and so now, yes, they have money, but he doesn't spend time with her. Yes, there is
Yeah.
money, but they don't travel together. Yes,
They
there is
don't.
money, but
I don't even think they sleep in the same room,
there
honestly.
is there is no happiness between them. So that is what, to your point, when your dad was saying, make sure like the boxes are checked in the areas that are
Yeah.
important to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
financially he's okay, but what about family time?
Their
Yeah.
personalities are very different,
Yeah.
and I could see she married quite young, and I could see now that we are in our late 20s. I look at myself back like a few years back, and I am a totally different person. So I
Yeah.
could see someone making a decision like that out of, I don't know, pressure from
From
society,
family and
and
being intrigued by the money.
Yeah.
Also, like it's the same. Like some of us, we get married for looks, or
Yeah.
we date for looks,
Yeah.
without checking the other boxes.
Yeah.
Without thinking about what, how this person and I align in life. Where are we going in life? What are our plans for our future? What does our future look like? You don't
Yes,
know.
you don't
So
know.
You date for looks, or you date for money, or you date because the person is in a good position. I think
Yeah.
we have to be clear on, like you said it, we have to be clear on what we want for our future. What will my life
Yeah.
look like with this person? What type of life will we live?
Yeah.
Those are big questions you need to ask.
And you know what? Like, I think marriage, or the person you are with for the rest of your life, it's, if not the most important decision of
Yeah.
your life.
Oh,
Because
that can ruin you.
Yeah, that could make you sick, ruin you, or make your life
Much
miserable. Or oh my god, what a
Because I have a
both. No, but babe, like that is the point.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it could go really well or
really
really bad.
I have a friend who she held out very late in life to get married, some might say. And
How old was
she was like 30 something.
Okay.
And I look at her life now, and she is so grateful that she waited. She's so grateful to God for her partner. She is so happy. And whenever I feel like down and like, oh, the train has left me,
Missing out.
I am missing out. I just look at her life and I'm like, she waited. She knew what she wanted and she waited, and now she is living in a beautiful marriage and raising wonderful children with the same values that they both share. So the person you married is a big factor. That's your next generation that's going to come
Yeah.
into the world.
Yeah.
So it's not a decision that you should enter lightly or that you should ignore signposts along the way. The first step is knowing exactly what you want, what
Yeah.
you want your life to look like. Be yourself, and
Yes.
then find someone who
aligns
with what you want your life
Yeah.
to look like in the future.
And we're saying all of this because we're talking about dating with purpose, but that doesn't, we were also saying the other day that doesn't take away the fact that we should date when we're young. Because through dating, or when we are younger, or without a purpose, or just for the fun of it, that's how we discover the things that we like or we don't
Yes.
like. So we're not saying like, oh, you're 16, start dating with purpose
no.
from there. No, but you should date and discover yourself through this. And there are some lessons that are learned with pain and
Yeah, dating the wrong person.
yeah, that
But when the time comes for you, when you decide that I'm ready to settle down in life, you should date with
purpose.
intention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is it for today.
And guys, can you tell us some of the lessons that you have learned from dating intentionally, or when you weren't dating intentionally? What's your
Yeah.
worst dating experience or your best dating experience? You guys
Yeah.
can comment below. This has been Better Together. I am Sabrina.
I am Anna.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.